consecutive integer quadratics. So let's take a look at dealing with one of those consecutive integer problems within the context of solving quadratics. So the product of two consecutive even integers is 224. Find the integers. So we're going to define our variables as we always do with the word problem. X is my first integer. Since they're even, the next one is going to be x plus 2. So my two integers are x and x plus 2. I've got the product of them equaling 224. So I'm going to multiply them together to have a product of 224. I'm going to use my distributive here. I get x squared plus 2x equals 24. So we're working on completing the square, so let's use completing the square. We could totally factor this, we could graph it, we've got a bunch of different ways we could do this. Let's take a look at completing the square. So I want to have my 1x squared plus bx, and I want to figure out what c is to make this a perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to take my b, which is 2, I'm going to take half of that, which is 1, and I'm going to square that, which gives me 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 225. So from here, I'm going to factor it. I have x plus 1 squared equals 225. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. I have x plus 1. I'm going to subtract the 1 and get x equals negative 1 plus or minus square 15, which was the square root of 225. And I come up with two solutions. I have x is 14, and I have x is negative 16. And sometimes within these problems, we get two numbers. One of them is meaningful, one of them is not, but sometimes both of them actually mean something. And in this case, that's what works here. So since x is 14, we said that the second number is x plus 2. So x plus 2 here in this case is 16. Now if x is negative 16, x plus 2 is negative 14. I actually end up with two pairs of numbers that will work in this particular situation. So I have 14 and 16. That's one pair that will give me a product of 224. I also have negative 16 and negative 14. That also gives me a product of 224. So again, we have one solution, no solution, or multiple solutions. In this case, we have multiple solutions, and they are both meaningful. I have two separate pairs of numbers that have a product of 224.